Welcome to all the students. Today we are going to see a new concept called as push down automata or PDA. What is push down automata? So PDA is a machine model for recognizing the context free languages. In the previous two units we were dealing with regular languages. So we had seen a machine model that recognizes regular languages, which was nothing but the finite automata. Now we are dealing with context free languages, and hence a new machine model which is nothing but it's an extension to the original finite automata. Okay, so PDA is nothing but it's an extended model of the finite automata. Now whenever I say extended, it simply means that it will have all the elements that are possessed by your finite automata, plus it will have some more features. Okay, now one of the most important feature that push down automata has over the finite automata is that it has auxiliary memory or stack. Okay, your finite automatas that we saw in the last modules, okay, last units, the main drawback faced by DFAs, NFAs was that they are not capable of storing the input string. They are not capable of remembering. Why? Because the auxiliary memory or the storage was not there for finite automata. PDA or push down automata, it's an extended version of finite automata, and it has now capability of remembering storage. That's called as auxiliary memory. Now we are using stack data structures so that it can now store the input symbols read in it. Now PDA, that is push down automata, has infinite but restricted memory. Although we say that memory is infinite theoretically, but the problem with this memory is its access is restricted access. Why it is restricted access? Because we have already studied in data structures that whenever we are dealing with stack, it is first in last out or last in first out structure. Okay, what is last in first out or first in last out? Here the insertion and deletion are made at only one point, and the memory cannot be accessed randomly, and hence since the memory cannot access randomly, okay, we say that it has a restricted access memory. PDA has a restricted access memory. Okay, now let's go to the formal definition of PDA. Now as I told you, PDA is just an extension to finite automata. So as you can see here, PDA is defined by the following 7 tuples. Out of these 7 tuples, if you note, the first 5 tuples, that is Q, sigma, Q naught, A, del, they are the same ones that we have used in finite automata. Okay, so Q, sigma, Q naught, A and del have their usual meanings as in case of finite automata. Now we will focus on the 6th and 7th tuple elements. So this notation, this is called as tau. Okay, tau. So this tau basically is going to be used as a stack alphabet. Okay, we are going to shortly see what is the stack alphabet, and Z0 is called as a token. So Z0 is to be used as a token to determine whether the stack is empty. Okay, now the symbol Z0 is always in the bottom of the stack even when the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, then the top of the stack contains token Z0. It is almost same as your normal finite automata. So it has Q, which is nothing but it is finite set of states. So let's assume that in this particular PDA that I am drawing, there are 3 states: Q0, Q1 and Q2. So there are finite number of states. Now the input alphabet sigma, let's consider input alphabet as 0 and 1. So Q0 on 0 goes to Q0, Q0 on 1 goes to Q1, Q1 on 0 it goes to itself, Q1 on 1 it goes to Q2, Q2 on 0 goes to Q1, and Q2 on 1 goes to itself. Okay, so you have sigma. Now in my case here, Q is nothing but Q0, Q1 and Q2. So these are the 3 states. Input alphabet in my case here will be 0, 1. Again Q0 is the start symbol, as you can easily see. A is the final state. So in my case, okay, start symbol is Q0 only, but the final state in my case here is Q2. Now what I want you all to focus on is the next, that is tau, and tau, okay, it is read as tau. Okay, textbook would draw it in this fashion. Okay, there are different ways of drawing tau, so I'll be using this notation, tau. Okay, so tau basically is nothing but it is stack alphabet. Okay, now as I told you, PDA has one extra component, that is stack. So along with this, there is a stack. There is a stack, and initially when there is nothing present in the stack, there is one token which is called as Z0, which is present on top of the stack. Now notice that this Z0 is not an input alphabet like 0 and 1. Z0 is not an input alphabet. Z0 is just a token or a symbol. This token is basically telling you whether the stack is empty or no, right? So symbol Z0 is always in the bottom of the stack, even when the stack is empty. So even if there is nothing present in the stack or stack is empty, still Z0 will be there as a topmost element. So if the stack is empty, then the top of the stack contains token Z0. Okay, Z0 is a token, please note. Okay, now, so in the initial setup you will have a stack, and the topmost element will store Z0. Okay, so Z0, as I tell you, Z0 is nothing but it is token in the stack. Now we are going to now see what is stack alphabet. What is this stack alphabet? Okay, now the operation of this particular PDA, okay, unlike finite automata to make a transition, it just depends on, okay, which state I am currently in and what input symbol that is read. So whenever we are dealing with finite automata, okay, finite automata makes transition from one state to another based on only two things. One is what is its current state, okay, and second, what is its current input symbol or input read. So finite automata makes transition only based on the current state, what is my current state, and what is the current input symbol read. Whereas PDA, whenever it makes the transition, it takes into consideration three things. Okay, so PDA takes into consideration three things. One is, okay, what is my current state? Second, what is the current input symbol read? And third, what is the topmost element of the stack? Okay, so whenever PDA wants to make transition, it now considers three things. What is my current state? What is the input symbol currently read? And what is the topmost symbol on the stack? What is this topmost symbol on the stack? And based on these three, it makes the transition. So as these transitions are going to happen, what will happen is your stack, okay, and as you know, what are the different operations on the stack? You have something called as push operation, normal operations. You can have push operation on the stack, you have pop operation on the stack, and there is also no operation or no change operation. We are going to see all these things. Okay, so as this PDA is going to progress, or as the PDA processing will continue, you will see that in the stack, right now there are no elements. The elements will be added into the stack or pushed onto the stack, say 0, 1, 0 and so on. The elements will be pushed on the stack, so this is topmost element. Or any point of time the elements will be removed or popped from the stack, say 0 is removed, then say 1 is removed, and so on. Okay, so as you know, as the PDA is going to, the working of the PDA is going to continue, as the PDA is going to move from one state to the next state, what will happen is the stack will grow or shrink. It will grow based on the elements that are pushed inside, and it will shrink based on the element that are popped. So at any point of time, okay, the elements in the stack, they are referred as tau. Okay, so all my entire purpose was to explain you what is this tau. So tau is nothing but it is the stack alphabet, and stack alphabet it is nothing but, see, input alphabet meaning set of input symbols. Stack alphabet means, okay, set of all the sigma. Okay, what is tau? Tau is basically set of all the input symbols or input alphabets that are inserted into the stack at any point of time plus Z0. So this is stack alphabet. Stack alphabet contains sigma or the input alphabets plus Z0. So sigma plus Z0, this is going to give you the tau or the stack alphabet. So in general, what is stack alphabet? Okay, at any point of time, whatever is the content of the stack, including the input symbols, including the token Z0. Okay, so that is the stack alphabet, tau. Okay, that's why I have written stack alphabet over here is sigma union Z0. That is, sigma will have 0 or 1. Okay, plus you will also have a token Z0. So together this will form a stack alphabet, and Z0 is the token in the stack. So in finite automata, as I told you, the transition function was only considering the current state and input symbol read. So it was q cross sigma in finite automata. But now in PDA, I told you, for making transition from one state to another, the current state, what is my current state, what is my current input symbol that is read, and what is the topmost element of the stack. So three things. Okay, so Q, capital Q is going to tell you what's the current state. Sigma is going to tell you what is the input symbol read, and tau is going to tell you, it is a basically stack alphabet, it is going to tell you which is the topmost element of the stack. Okay, so transition is how, after determining what is my current state, what is the input symbol that is currently read, and what is the top of the stack symbol, the PDA makes transition from one state to another state. Okay, and while making this transition, tau star means what? It is basically a string that is formed from a stack alphabet. So transition function makes transition based on the three things, as I have already told you: current state, current input symbol being read, that is sigma, and the topmost stack symbol, that is tau. After the transition, PDA moves to new state, capital Q, and tau star denotes the string that is either pushed or popped in the stack. Okay, in the stack or out of the stack. So what is tau star? Basically, it's a string form, right? Now, what basically PDA is going to do? It is going to make the transitions, and while the transitions are performed, are made, okay, on the stack there will be certain operations, as I told you. Either a push operation will be performed, or a pop operation will be performed, or no change operation will be performed. So tau star, it refers to what is that string which is currently pushed, okay, popped, or what is that string where no operation is performed. Okay, we are going to see this in detail. Okay, now there are three actions that can be performed on the stack. Now be very careful whenever we say push operation in data structures. It is, it's not different, but in ALC when we consider push operation for the stack, slightly different approach will be there. Okay, now if PDA has to push some symbol onto the stack as a result of a transaction or transition, not transaction, okay, it's a transition, okay, not transaction, then PDA concatenates. This is very important. What PDA does? It concatenates the symbol to be pushed with the symbol that was already on top of the stack and pushes the resultant string into the stack. Okay, suppose I want to insert B into the stack. Okay, and suppose initially stack contains, along with Z0, stack contains element A. I want to insert B into the stack or push. Okay, so how to push B into the stack? Okay, first I will have to pop A out. Okay, so when you pop this A out, what will happen? A will not be any longer present in the stack. A will be somewhere outside. Okay, second, concatenate the element to be pushed, that is B, to the element which you have just removed, or the topmost element, that is A. So when you concatenate B and A, okay, you are going to get BA, the string BA. Okay, you are going to get the string BA. correct? And you insert this together string BA onto the stack in a reverse fashion. So that when you are going to push this BA inside A, and on top of A you will get B. Okay, now it is very important that you push the elements in a reverse order. Okay, see, before pushing B inside, A was there on top of the stack, correct? Before pushing B inside, it was A which was on top of the stack. Now after pushing B, actually the string would have been A, on top of A there should be B, correct, no? But if you don't reverse the string that we have obtained and you as it is insert, then the stack would look like how? B will be inserted first and A on top. Is this what is the end result of push operation? No. Okay, why? Because before this push operation, the A was already present on top of the stack and B was supposed to be inserted on top of A. So it would look like on top of A there is B. But if after concatenation, if you don't reverse and push it back, then you will push B inside and on top of B there is A. That's why whenever you concatenate the element to be pushed to the element that is just popped, or the topmost element, that string that you obtain, you have to reverse it back. So after reversing this string, it will look like AB, correct? And that AB string together you can insert it into the stack. So when you insert AB string into the stack, what will happen? A will go first. Okay, A will go first, and on top of A, B will be. So now this serves the purpose. So this is the push operation. Okay, please remember. Now pop operation basically assume that this is the stack, and suppose A is present on the stack. I want to pop the topmost element, say A. Okay, so popping means what? Remember, pop operation in ALC here, it means popping out the topmost element. So since I want to pop the topmost element, that is A, first of all A will be removed from the stack. Okay, so A will be no longer present in the stack. Okay, that's the meaning of pop operation. Okay, so A is no longer present in the stack. And remember, in the stack, whether it is push operation or pop operation, in PDA, remember, you are going to push something inside. For push operation, you have inserted the element to be pushed inside. For pop operation also, you have to push something back into the stack. So after, see, your aim was to pop the topmost element. So you have already popped A out. Okay, then you have to push null string back into the stack. This is a pop operation. Okay, so in simple words, what is pop operation? It means popping out the topmost element. Okay, and after popping out the topmost element, you have to push null string back into the stack. Right? So for push operation, for this particular example, okay, for the push operation, tau star, okay, as we have discussed, tau star is nothing but what operation, what are the elements involved in the operation. So what have you pushed? You have pushed AB into the stack, whereas what will be tau star over here? Okay, you have popped A out, but what have you pushed? Null. So whenever you are going to represent the transitions later on, when you actually draw the PDAs, you are going to focus on, in both cases, whether it is push operation or pop operation, you are going to only write as part of tau star what is that you have pushed. So in push operation, you will have to write that entire string that you have concatenated, you are going to push. And if it is a pop operation, then what is pushed inside? Of course, after removing the topmost element out, what you are pushing is null. So tau star in this case will be null. Okay, so always remember, for pop operation, the tau star will be null. For push operation, it will be the string that is pushed inside. And now let us see the third operation, that's called as no change operation. If PDA has to leave the stack as it was before, then the okay, before the move was made. Many a times what happens is PDA, we don't have to perform any operations on PDA for making a move. Many a times. Okay, so that operation is basically called as no change operation. So if PDA has to leave the stack as it was before the move, then it pushes the symbol that was on top of the stack. Okay, now a simple meaning of no change operation is this. Suppose Z0 is the token and suppose A was on top of the stack. Now no change operation means what, you know? Two things will happen. One, you are going to pop A out, and second, after popping A out, again push A back. Okay, so that's the meaning of no change operation. Okay, what is the meaning of no change operation? It simply means A, which was already on top of the stack, it is still on top of the stack. Okay, so what is tau star? Tau star in case of no change operation will be A, which will be A. That means A was already on top of the stack, and after performing this no change operation also, that same A is on top of the stack. That can happen only logically if you do these two things. One, you have to pop A and you have to push A back. Okay, so in all these three operations, this push operation, it has to be there.